Lyon, and I am an artist, and I also teach photography at a local college. This camera is the first camera I ever started using. My dad bought it when I was born. It's a Canon AE1, and he had bought it to take pictures of me as a little kid. And that was the camera I found when I was 18. And it's been through a lot, but I've used it ever since, constantly. I took that camera with me to college, and I just continued documenting my life and ended up taking a photo class like halfway through college. I first started riding motorcycles when I was living in Ohio. A friend of mine, Chad, he had an old Kawasaki, I think it was, and he would take me out on the back of his bike through the countryside. And I would call him a lot, like, can we please go for a ride? Like, I loved it. I loved riding on the back and just the feeling of the whole experience. And one day he was like, well, do you want to learn how to drive it? And I had never even considered it. This is the Yamaha that I took on the first cross-country trip. I spent 80 days on the road, and it was about 9,000 miles. This has been a trooper. We've had a few wrecks together. A few broken bones. This is a notebook I had in my tank bag. It was on the front of the bike, and this is all of my friends who I was going to go see. It was also my calendar, and then I started collecting ephemera, postcards and stuff. This is one thing I'm really glad that I kept, and if I would suggest, if you're going on a trip, to keep a journal. I like handwriting because it's more personal, and then taping stuff in. The Female Mechanics calendar came about through my own experiences working as a trim carpenter and a mechanic, and working on my own bikes. When I bought my first bike when I was 19 or 20, I bought the wrench and the manual to teach myself how to change the oil. I didn't really know any other women who did that kind of stuff. And when I did my first cross-country trip on the Yamaha, I had to stop in a lot of bike shops because I was having issues with my carburetors, and I never really saw any other women who were working in those shops. When I came back, I wrote a grant to the Kentucky Foundation for Women to do this project, photographing female mechanics, because their whole idea is that your project's supposed to be feminist. And I was like, well, what is the most feminist project I could do? And that's kind of what I wanted to ride the bike across the country again, and thought it would be, really interesting to meet other women who work on stuff. The calendar is an activist project because, for a lot of reasons, my main point was giving positive representation to women who work in the field of mechanics, and to show that there are women out there who do work on stuff. Just to see examples of that is empowering for women themselves, I think. Just to see other women who work who work that way. And then it's also good for men to see that women out there exist like that. And then I realized that I started getting feedback from schools around the country, a lot of technical schools, and they wanted the calendars for their classes so that younger women would be inspired to see that, oh wait, this is a possible career path. The trips just were really good examples of having the strength and the confidence to go out there and do something that you wanted to do without having those echoes of people saying no, you can't do that, no, you're gonna get hurt, somebody's gonna take advantage of you. You just have to, go out there and do it. And that's one thing that I think was really important about the trips, and documenting them, and trying to put it out there. Just an inspiration for women and for men, for anyone really, just to go and do, follow your dream. Yeah.